Okay guys, what does an Englishman abroad in Spain do to relax? Apart from riding my motorcycles around the stunning scenery in this area, I've been keeping marine invertebrates, corals and fish for about 30 years on and off. And over the last 6 months I've set up a new tank here in Spain, and the tank's a 200 litre cube tank with a sump underneath. Now, there are ways of doing this that are very, very simple and very low cost. So you can get a basic tank. You can choose live rock, that's rock that's come directly out of the ocean, and you can use that as a filter substrate media that's already bacterialized. So you can have a basic tank with rock in there and some form of water movement, and very shortly you could put fish and invertebrates in that, and providing you're doing water changes, you probably would be okay to a certain extent. The problem with going down this route is very quickly things will deteriorate because of other factors. You haven't got mechanical filtration, and you're relying solely on the bacteria in the rock to keep the tank going. Now, in this system, you'll see shortly, when we get onto the next video, that underneath the tank I've got a sump. So the water's coming from the main tank down to the bottom tank. It then goes through a filter paper, almost like a percolator in a coffee machine. That takes out the large particles, and it works on a float system. There's my daft dog getting in the way. It works on a float system that when the particle filter roll gets too gunked up, the water level inside that compartment rises, activates a motor which turns the filter roll and turns it on. You can see on the left hand side there's a UV filter which filters the water through a UV sterilizer, and you can see in the forefront of the tank there is a protein skimmer. A protein skimmer works by adding bubbles to the water flow, capturing particles of protein in the water and extracting them in a foam that you can take out the tank. The tank is fully automated. It's got an automatic water top-up system on the tank, and the only addition I put into the tank is, as you can see, it's all for reef additive, which is basically calcium, magnesium and other trace elements. So that goes in every day in a small amount into the bottom tank, and every 2 weeks I do a 20 litre water change, which is one large bucket. And doing that water change, I'll siphon off the sand at the bottom of the tank to keep it fairly clean. So providing you start off with the right way of doing things, you're going to have a lot of success with your tank. This tank, when I started it, had no live rock, so this is all man-made rock. I formed the island in the middle of the tank using pre-made rock. It's glued together into a structure. That rock, then you can go down the route of using a shop-bought bacteria to activate the tank and get bacteria growing, or you can do the old method which I did, which is put all your media in a big black bucket with a lid on, with a form of water movement in there, put it in the right salt water mix that you're going to use in your tank, throw a couple of prawns in there and leave it for a month or so and keep monitoring it, and eventually the prawn will decay into ammonia. That will decay into nitrite. The nitrite then will create bacteria within the rock and the substrate, and eventually create a bacterializing bacteria and in the substrate that will keep your tank free from buildup of nitrates, nitrite and ammonia. So the best route I would suggest is patience to start with. Patience to start will give you the best results in the long term. So I waited 4 or 5 weeks with all the rock that you can see in the tank in a big black bucket, and also all the substrate that's in the sump below. So I used in the sump below volcanic lava rock. Now, it's a bit of a debated subject using volcanic lava rock. Some people say it will leach things back into your tank, nitrates, phosphates, etc, etc, but so far it's worked extremely well for me. I've got nothing leaching into the tank. I would say at the 16-week stage, which was about 2-3 weeks ago, I had a bit of an outbreak of a luminous green algae on the rock at the bottom of the tank, and basically what you've got to do then is just keep up with your water changes, keep your glass clean, and basically keep blowing all your rocks off with a turkey baster to keep any settlements off the rocks, and eventually it'll die out and it'll come back to a normal clean looking tank. So you can see the tank is an island within the middle of the tank, and access all around the island to keep it clean, so the back and the 3 sides I can get around. So basically that's a breakdown of the tank. I hope you like this video. I hope you got something from it. Give me some feedback and ask me questions, and I'll get back to you with the answers. Thanks for watching.